How's it going, folks? I know I don't usually post many through the week, working and stuff, but I felt like I had to do it today because, first of all, I needed to give a chuck up to my man Paz and Rotten Politics and anybody else that's give me what do the kids say, a shout out these days. Anyone who's plugged the channel for me, I appreciate it. Got a sudden market increase in my viewership in the last 24 hours. It is sort of strange to me though, because of all the stuff that I've made, I've done some really well-sourced political content, spent hours poring over sources and getting some really good, detailed stuff on some of the big issues of the day, like Brexit and Trump's election and all the things involving leaders of men and the continued assault on the free world by tyrants and authoritarians and communists. And of all that shit, none of it has proved to be anywhere near as popular as me sitting here throwing crude insults at annoying famous women. So as a bonus video, I thought I'd quickly, for a laugh, do another sort of bootneck version of TMZ. Maybe I'll turn it into a regular thing, right? If the general public aren't as interested in, the big events that continue to make the world go around, possible nuclear annihilation, economic collapse, if they really do just want to hear about filthy women, vain narcissistic men, pill-popping, sexual deviant scum that makes up the majority of our celebrities in this day and age, fuck it, maybe I should just do that instead. So without further ado, just for a laugh, I'm going to go through another TMZ-like story today, and that is Johnny Depp's libel trial. It's been fascinating to watch, and like I said, I don't normally talk about such paltry affairs, but you can't avoid it in the last 2 weeks. It's just been constant on the BBC. It's even it's been all over the news out here in the States. So I thought I'd give you some of my thoughts on it, and I will of course furnish it with plenty of colourful insults. I can reel them off. You spend a long time in the military, you learn some fucking great ones. Let's do a few. Amber Heard's got a clitoris like Rocky's speedball. Amber Heard's got a minge like a punched lasagna. Amber Heard's got a gash like the top end of a Wellington boot. Amber Heard's been rattled more times than a dog toy. Amber Heard's got an arsehole like a broken cat flap. Amber Heard's been rogered more times than a copper's radio. You can go all day. I've got fucking loads of them. And there's even a few choice ones for chaste, virtuous women who don't throw it about willy-nilly. Like, who would be a good choice? The Queen of England. The Queen's been banged less than Anne Frank's drum kit. Anyway, it says Johnny Depp clutched a teddy bear and Amber Heard made an emotional appeal on Tuesday as the Hollywood actor's 3-week libel trial against the Sun newspaper's wife-beating claim ended with a flourish. He must have known from the beginning that it was going to go badly for him. Even if he wins, he's still going to look like a knobhead, isn't he? Because they've been fucking throwing pictures of him out in the media all week. To be honest though, I do feel a bit sorry for him here. They were calling him pathetic and obviously airing all his dirty laundry in public. They called him pathetic because he passed out while eating ice cream, where he's clearly fucking minging. And he's just fell asleep while eating a pint of ice cream. And I would have to say, lads especially, who hasn't fell asleep whilst absolutely minging at some point? I remember once I put sausages in the George Foreman grill and fell asleep. And I woke up fucking 8 hours later and they looked like fucking coal. Quite impressive that they hadn't burst into flames. I think George Foreman's onto something there. It's a very safe device, the George Foreman. I think we've all been in situations worse than that. And I met a guy in a pub in York once whose entire both arms were bandaged up, so he looked like a fucking mummy, and half of his face. And I said to him, he was still having a pint, to be fair, and I said to him, what the fuck happened to you? And he said, I got mega drunk, tried to make chips, and then woke up, half the kitchen was on fire. He said he ran in, grabbed the pan, ran into the bathroom, flung it down the bog, and then obviously you learn that shit in primary school, don't you, about oil and water. And he said it physically blew him 20 feet across the fucking apartment. And the firefighters told him that if his door was closed behind him, it would have killed the cunt. Blew him to fucking smithereens. ISIS wanted to take out his shitter. So we've all been there. Blokes get drunk and fall asleep. I don't think that makes him look pathetic. like he's a weirdo. He's just a normal bloke and he's had one too many and fell asleep. Like, not the end of the fucking world. So they've been slurring him, trying to make him look a cunt. But as I said, I don't think most people think that makes him fucking public enemy number one. It's like, it doesn't make him Harold fucking Shipman, does it? Although, possibly Harold Shitfaced. It says Heard made a low-key entrance through a side door. The 34-year-old model and actress seized the stage moments after the biggest libel case to hit London in decades, ended with without a firm date for when the verdict will be read. She said, "It's been incredibly painful to relive the breakup of my relationship, my motive." I think we all know the fucking motive. My truth. That's another social justice buzzword, isn't it? My truth. They love to say, oh, my truth. It could be total fucking fiction. Like, the sky is green, the grass is blue. I'm a woman, even though I've got a fucking beard and a cock like a fucking Coke can. But my truth is, I'm more woman than Angelina Jolie. Like, this is the world we live in. Your truth can be fucking anything, but typically it means your absolute bullshit, insane claim. Anyway, she added, "I stand by my testimony and now I place my faith in British justice, although I did not bring up this lawsuit." Depp rejects accusations of repeatedly hurting Heard while battling a drug addiction over a stormy 3-year span that ended with a 2016 decision to get a restraining order and file for divorce. The 57-year-old star's lawyer David Sherborne called the Sun's allegation a disservice to the Me Too movement the article was trying to support. Depp's come here to clear his reputation, but the damage is done. London PR agent and crisis consultant Mark Bukowski said even if he wins, it's going to be a Pyrrhic victory. For those of you that aren't train spotters or military professionals, that refers to a battle. I think it was some Greek general who had a big battle with the Romans, someone of Pyrrhus of Epius or something, and he basically managed to beat them, but lost fucking so many blokes during the fighting, he lost the war in the long run. Said the odds favour Depp because England's strict libel laws place the burden of proof on the media. That puts one of Britain's most popular newspapers in danger of having to cover huge court expenses and pay damages in the middle of the media industry crisis, made even worse by the coronavirus pandemic. It said if the Sun wins, Heard will be viewed as a brave crusader, but if the Sun loses, Heard could find herself ostracised by the movements and by Hollywood. Or as they put it here, go from Cinderella to Quasimodo. Depp said he started snorting cocaine to kick an addiction to prescription painkillers, and he had withdrawals and was in no physical condition to hurt Amber Heard. The Sun said the actor romanticises the drug culture and was only going through rehab for show. Depp conceded that Heard did her best to get him off drugs in 2014, and he said she does have a heart and understands the pain I was experiencing. Right? Well, to sum this one up, I'll just say what everyone is fucking thinking, shall I? The Sun shouldn't have to pay him damages, because there was so many allegations spread by Amber Heard that they weren't incorrect to claim that he was, in some cases, physically abusive to Amber Heard, because she told everyone that was the case. So I'm not having a go at the fucking Sun here. But what is much more important, and what leads into this Me Too movement shit, is that the idea that a woman can win a court victory when you're talking about private events when there's literally no physical evidence at all. It's just him and her in their house by themselves, no witnesses. I'm sorry, but if that's the case, you have to side with the bloke, right? It might be a painful pill to swallow for some women that are in a situation where they haven't got any physical evidence and they have been a genuine victim. But in that case, you just have to say, get the fuck out as fast as you can. But the idea that you can do what they did to Brett Kavanaugh, who, if you didn't follow that in England, was accused by a fucking woman. This chick, Christine Blasey Ford. She came and accused the guy. She came out and accused the guy because it's obviously political. In America, everything's fucking political. And they play dirty. Like Mark Anthony said to the fucking senators, I'm just a soldier. You know, he killed a dozen men who didn't want to get involved in politics because those fuckers play rough. And out here, they definitely do. Christine Blasey Ford, this old battle axe here, said that when she was 15 years old, right? So you just have to look at the craggy-faced fucker there to think how long ago this was. When she was 15 years old and he was 17 years old, this fucking guy, when he was 17 years old, they were at a party, he was with his mate, and he tried to snog her. And she said he pushed her back against the wall and tried to get off with her. And she went, no, get off me. And then as this was happening, his mate came in and jumped on him and started roughhousing with him. And then she left. Like, that was the sum total of the of the allegations. She didn't say he raped her. She didn't say he fingered her. She didn't say he did anything other than attempt to push himself, like force himself on her, for a kiss or whatever. And even if everything she said was true and there was evidence for it, it still doesn't sound like the type of thing where you would think you get completely fucked for it, would you? Like, he didn't whip out a flick knife and cut her fucking knickers off like a professional serial rapist. It was nothing. And yet they wanted to make out that the merest mention of anything to do with sexual impropriety is just like the end of the world, nail his bollocks to the fucking kitchen table, and then set the house on fire. That was how they behaved. And it was like, you're talking about an incident, you're claiming an incident that was 45 years ago, and nobody remembers it. Not the man who apparently jumped on him, nobody else at the party, nothing. So you've got no physical evidence, no material evidence at all, no backup from anybody else that was at the party, nothing. And yet they wanted to make out like it was perfectly acceptable to fucking nail him to the wall, just destroy him, ruin his life, call him a paedophile, a rapist, a sexual deviant, whatever you want. And it was whether or not he did what she said he did or not is irrelevant, surely. Even if you believe her and you feel bad for her and you think he was being a bit of a dick, he was 17 and it was 45 fucking years ago. Like, it is crazy to just, like I keep saying, make out that justice doesn't wear a blindfold anymore. And if it's political and you really, really want it to be true, fuck it, it's true. It's got to stop. This is all linked to the wider Me Too movement. I'm sorry, ladies, I'm definitely not insensitive, and I know women have it hard when it comes to that type of thing. Life in general is difficult. In some ways women have it harder, in some ways men have it harder. That's life. It depends on the individual issue. And I'm not minimalising sexual assault at all, but the idea that nothing more than a whispered allegation should result in a man losing his fucking entire right to life, to live free, is obscene. And I think most women probably agree with me. Most women have a father, a brother, a son, people they care about, and they probably don't think that a woman should be able to fucking part her whiskers in front of a judge and fucking give him a wink and a nudge and just get the man fucking ruined because of hearsay and conjecture. But literally no types of evidence at all. Again, unless hearsay and conjecture is a type of fucking evidence, and if it is, it's a shit type of evidence. It's nonsense. They've got nothing to work on. So, Johnny Depp, tough titty. I don't think you should be winning your libel case, and I do think you should have much better taste in fucking women. That's that. And Amber Heard, she is just a filthy bag of carrots. She's fucking, apparently she had a threesome with fucking based Elon Musk. Apparently though she was locked in a legal battle over some frozen fucking embryo. I mean, they're all freaks, these people, aren't they? Absolute weirdos. But she's a creature, as far as I can see. She's not up there with Meghan Markle levels of creature, but she's a fucking arsehole. And Johnny Depp is like Prince Harry. He's got no taste in women at all. Stevie Wonder had better taste in women than these two fuckers. And he used to, all he had was his sense of smell. And he did better. He picked better women. Fuck knows how he did it. He must be like fucking Daredevil that he can just hum and use echolocation. But whatever. So that's that. Let's see. I don't think Johnny Depp's going to win. And I think Amber Heard's an arsehole. Thanks for, if you're one of my new subscribers, thanks for tuning in. And just to disappoint you, typically I don't do that much celebrity gossip. But if there's enough public demand, I suppose I will come up with some sort of, I don't know, maybe I can do a bi-monthly BMZ. We'll see. I don't know what TMZ stands for, actually. I'll have to look that up. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon. Cheers.